The rumors are swirling, and it seems like Boosie's world is unraveling in front of everyone's eyes. His private life, which once seemed locked behind closed doors, is now in full view, and it's messy. That leaked video has put him in the hot seat, and it's clear he's struggling to regain control. Everyone's buzzing about his supposed close ties with Sexyy Red, and let's just say, things didn't exactly go down smoothly. Now let's rewind a bit. Sexyy Red, with her bold energy, made a statement when she called herself the modern-day Bowie man. And, let's be real, she wasn't holding back. Boosie seemed more than a little too interested when they crossed paths, especially when she showed up in an outfit that left nothing to the imagination. The whole thing was a spectacle. Her body was on full display, every curve accentuated, and Boosie? He looked like he had just won the lottery. Eyes wide, mouth agape, it was clear he wasn't just shocked. He was completely captivated. And that's when the internet detectives went to work. Fans immediately started piecing the situation together, drawing conclusions that maybe, just maybe, Boosie wasn't just surprised. He looked busted, like he had been caught in a compromising moment. As soon as that clip hit the internet, the rumors exploded. People started crafting theories, each one more dramatic than the last. Speculation ran rampant, with many wondering if Boosie and Sexyy Red had shared more than just a heated exchange. It didn't take long for whispers to spread that whatever went down between them was bad news for Boosie. The way people were talking, it was as if the entire situation had backfired in his face. And here's where things get even more intriguing. Behind closed doors, there are whispers that Sexyy Red may have passed something along to Boosie, just like she's rumored to have done with others before. And despite his public meltdown, Boosie hasn't denied a thing. That's only made the whole ordeal seem even worse. Watching him that night, you could see the change in his demeanor the second he laid eyes on her. His energy completely shifted. He went from hyping her up like she was royalty to scrambling for damage control. His online behavior turned into a mess of deleted tweets and awkward silences, all after he had spent the night praising her. Now, this isn't your typical oops, I got caught situation. No, this is panic mode. The internet was quick to pick up on Boosie's sudden shift. What was once a flirty glance now looked like he'd already experienced the main event. His eyes told the story of someone who had lived through something intense, and once that clip went viral, the drama hit new heights. Then came the real mess. Word on the street is that Sexyy Red wasn't having any of Boosie's attempts to act like nothing ever happened between them. When he tried to brush her off, pretending they hadn't gotten close, it seems like she decided to show him who was really in control. And no, it wasn't in some subtle or classy way. The rumors suggest she gave him a cold revenge of her own, and it's being called the perpetual gift, a gift no one wants. Boosie, never one to keep his mouth shut, is denying that he ever got caught up in the situation. But according to the whispers, Sexyy Red flipped the script hard when he tried to downplay their connection. And from the looks of it, Boosie might be regretting ever trying to act like he didn't have a deeper connection with her. Sexyy Red has been caught up in some serious drama recently, with her name swirling around in conversations that no one would want to be part of. One of the biggest controversies? Her reported connection with Gucci Third Leg, a man who's notorious for his own set of accusations, including spreading infections like they're part of a promo campaign. When people began piecing things together, her every move was scrutinized more closely than ever. It wasn't just a side glance at her anymore, it was like the public was glued to the screen, watching an unfolding Netflix series, except it was real life, and it was getting messier by the second. Things really escalated when Boosie started dodging questions and acting a bit uncomfortable in public. The internet, as usual, had its own theories, quickly spreading rumors that she might be involved in spreading something much worse than just her usual vibe. The chatter turned into whispers about possible visits to the clinic for some of the bigger names involved, and if the rumors were true, that would be a major scandal that would be nearly impossible to recover from. But this wasn't the first time Boosie and Sexyy Red found themselves at the center of messy headlines. Who could forget that viral picture she posted, showing her in bed with a man wearing an ankle monitor? The internet didn't waste time connecting the dots, with many pointing fingers at Boosie. The photo had the vibe and energy that fit his history. Sexyy Red didn't hold back either. She captioned the picture with lyrics from her own song, "Shake Your Dreads," calling out, without any filter, the kind of man she was into. Fans were quick to assume that it was a dig at Boosie's past legal issues, and when you looked at the body language and the surroundings in the photo, it felt like the internet's suspicions were spot on. Boosie, of course, wasn't about to let that slide. He immediately jumped on Twitter, defending himself and trying to kill the rumors before they could spread any further. He claimed the photo wasn't even of him, that it didn't match his ankle or his size, and that he was out on vacation with his daughter at the time. But as expected, fans weren't buying it. They did their research and the story didn't add up. Boosie had worn an ankle monitor before, and his denial just didn't hold water. The conspiracy theories continued to grow. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it did. Sexyy Red's ex stepped into the ring with a shocking revelation. He went public with a claim that she had given him an STD and didn't even warn him beforehand. And it didn't stop with just the accusation, he came with proof. Screenshots, phone calls, and full details exposed everything. The internet was left stunned, and Sexyy Red became the center of even more attention. The leaked call was raw and emotional. In it, her ex confronted her, asking if she had been honest with any of the men she had been involved with, calling her out for lying to him about her condition. The conversation wasn't just a casual chat, it was heated, filled with pain and anger. He wasn't afraid to let the world know just how betrayed he felt. When that audio hit the web, it was like a bombshell going off. Fans immediately began analyzing every word, every nuance. But Sexyy Red wasn't about to sit back and let her name be dragged through the mud without fighting back. She took to social media to share her side of the story, determined to clear up the mess. The drama, however, was far from over. The moment Sexyy Red posted her defense, claiming, "Y'all think everything on this app is true," the damage had already been done. By the time she hit send, the internet was already in overdrive. The narrative had taken off and wasn't slowing down. People didn't just question her actions, they were convinced something was deeply wrong. When her ex went public with the shocking details of their past, it added fuel to the fire, leading fans to dive even deeper into her history. The more they uncovered, the worse it looked. This wasn't her first exposure, and Boosie wasn't the only one with messy stories about her. Her ex had already put her business on blast before, and even before this, she had made her own mistakes clear for the world to see. In fact, Sexyy Red kind of outed herself, and she did it loud and proud. No filters, no secrets, just raw honesty. During an interview on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast back in June 2023, she opened up about catching chlamydia, not once, but twice. She detailed how it all went down when her ex was stepping out on their relationship. They broke up, but the messiness didn't stop there. They both tried to patch things up after seeing other people, but the plot thickened when they both ended up at the doctor's office, only to find out they had both tested positive. And she didn't keep it to herself. She casually shared the whole story, as if it was no big deal. For the internet, that was a moment of stunned silence. People couldn't believe how nonchalant she was about something so serious. Look, everyone makes mistakes, but when you stack up all the chaos surrounding Sexyy Red, the pattern starts to become hard to ignore. Instead of addressing the rumors or the viral audio clips about infections, she did the unexpected. She launched a new lipstick line. Yes, you read that right, she didn't step back. She leaned into the drama and used it to her advantage. But she didn't just drop any old makeup. She named her lipstick shades after actual STDs, shades like Gorilla, Yellow Discharge, and Cookie Juice. Whether she thought this was a clever marketing stunt or an edgy way to flip the rumors on their head, it didn't go over well. Fans were appalled. Some even called it the most disrespectful beauty launch ever. The gloss itself may have been sparkly and cute, but the branding? Pure chaos. And here's the kicker. Boosie missed all the red flags. He never seemed to notice the signs, even though they were in plain sight. Maybe he was too flattered by her comparisons of their energy, calling herself the female Boosie, but while he thought they were on the same wavelength, she was playing a completely different game. The streets, however, weren't just talking about her wild antics. No, this time, they were talking about something even more personal, her hygiene. Yes, you read that right. Chicago rapper Von Off 1700 dropped a bombshell, claiming that even after showering, the smell lingered after spending time with Sexyy Red. That wasn't just a diss, that was a full-blown thunderstorm of a scandal. Sexyy Red, however, wasn't backing down. She proudly described herself as the modern-day Bowie man, claiming that while some may not like her, they respect her for owning her ratchetness and not pretending to be someone else. The internet, however, didn't know whether to laugh, cry, or run for the hills. The whispers grew louder in the comment sections, and the slingshots of criticism flew fast. Then, the game changed completely when Lord Jamar weighed in, saying the quiet part out loud. His words hit like a ton of bricks. He didn't just criticize Sexyy Red for her wild behavior, he accused her of being part of a much darker trend in the industry. According to him, she wasn't just causing chaos for clout, she was being pushed by powerful people behind the scenes. In his words, she represented everything that's wrong with the direction society is headed, with the industry rewarding the lowest forms of behavior. He didn't mince words. His accusation added a whole new layer to the conversation, turning a personal scandal into something much bigger, an industry-wide discussion about hidden agendas, toxic trends, and whether Sexyy Red was a pawn in a larger game. Some people are beginning to ask the tough question, is Sexyy Red's rise to fame truly the result of hard work and natural talent, or is there something deeper going on behind the scenes? As her presence in the spotlight grows, some believe it's not just a matter of luck or timing. Lord Jamar, in particular, has raised an eyebrow at the entire situation, suggesting that Sexyy Red's fame is not as organic as it seems. According to him, she's not just an artist who happened to make it big. Her rise is part of a larger, more strategic plan. Jamar claims that Sexyy Red is being used as a distraction, a tool for something much bigger, a concerted effort to undermine culture from the inside out. This theory is one that challenges the very idea of celebrity success. The notion that someone's success could be manufactured or manipulated by outside forces shakes the traditional perception of the entertainment industry. For many, it's hard to accept, especially when Sexyy Red's name is often associated with her music and persona that seem rooted in authenticity. But when Jamar dropped his bombshell, he wasn't alone in his thoughts. Von Off 1700, another voice from the streets, quickly jumped in to back him up, taking the conversation even further. Von didn't just agree with Jamar's claims about the industry's hidden agendas, he added a personal touch to the conversation, making the whole thing feel even more real. He made a bold and striking statement, saying, "Sexyy Red doesn't exactly come across as fresh." Those words lingered in the air, leaving people wondering what he meant by them. Von went on to describe what he perceived as an unsettling presence when she entered a room, almost as though something was off in the atmosphere. It wasn't just about her music, her style, or her public persona, it was something deeper. Something intangible that gave off a strange energy. This wasn't just idle gossip or an offhand comment. He was describing a feeling that many others had started to pick up on. The situation only grew more intense when Von added fuel to the fire by mentioning that Sexyy Red herself had acknowledged the issue. He claimed that she had openly admitted that her smell was problematic. This was a bombshell that left everyone stunned. Whether or not there's an actual video of Sexyy Red making this confession is up for debate, but the rumor quickly spread like wildfire across social media and gossip forums. What had once been whispers in the dark was now a full-blown narrative, and it seemed like people were ready to believe it. Lord Jamar, never one to shy away from speaking his mind, fully supported this claim. He didn't just entertain the rumor, he presented it as undeniable truth. In Jamar's eyes, the admission was as solid as any other fact. This wasn't just an idle piece of gossip, it was a direct revelation that added a new layer of intrigue to Sexyy Red's public persona. For some, it was enough to make them question her authenticity. After all, if she was willing to speak so openly about something as personal as her hygiene, what other secrets was she keeping hidden? Being caught up in the chaos of the industry, or is there a more sinister agenda at play? The more people dig into her story, the more it becomes clear that this is far from an isolated incident. Sexyy Red may be the face of a larger trend, one that raises questions about the nature of fame and the power that controls it. So, as the rumors swirl and the conversation intensifies, one thing is certain. Sexyy Red's journey to stardom is far from over. Whether she's a pawn in a bigger game or simply a product of her circumstances, her rise to fame has sparked a much-needed discussion about the nature of celebrity, authenticity, and the forces behind the scenes that shape the industry. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is clear: this story is far from finished, and the public is paying attention more than ever. But Jamar wasn't done. His claims escalated as he suggested that Sexyy Red might actually be an industry plant. In his view, she wasn't just a product of the streets or her own hustle. No, according to him, higher-ups in the industry had placed her in this position with a deeper agenda, pushing a narrative that glorifies struggles like being a young mom, embracing gang culture, and even sending subtle messages about pharmaceuticals. To Jamar, Sexyy Red wasn't just an artist, she was a weapon, planted to twist cultural norms from the inside. Sexyy Red, however, wasn't going to sit back and take all the heat. Instead of addressing the rumors head-on, she threw a curveball that changed the conversation. She casually dropped Chief Keef's name into the mix, asking fans, "Ask Chief Keef if my stuff stinks." The internet froze. Suddenly, the focus wasn't just on Vaughn anymore, it was on Chief Keef too. People began piecing things together, and the whole situation spiraled into a new direction. Fans were now wondering if there was something more going on between Sexyy Red and Keef than just friendship. After all, when a woman is posting up in a man's chain and looking cozy in photos, it sends a clear message. It wasn't just a casual hangout. It looked like a situation was unfolding. When the internet caught wind of these photos, Sexyy Red quickly jumped on Instagram, attempting to downplay the connection by claiming she and Chief Keef were like siblings. But let's be honest, no one was buying that explanation. The body language, the closeness, it screamed something else entirely. Then, she further fueled the fire by teasing Chief Keef about sliding into King Von's sister's DMs. She made light of the situation, joking about his alleged messages to Caleb B, but this only added more confusion. How could she claim to be just like siblings with Keef while also laughing about his interactions with another woman? Fans didn't appreciate the mixed signals and saw through the act. Sexyy Red, however, didn't back down. Instead of letting the situation cool off, she stoked the flames even further. She flaunted her connection to Keef by wearing his chain again, but this time she took it to the next level. She slid the chain into her underwear and posted a bold caption, "Now let us go together. Kiss me," and presto, like fireworks in July. The internet erupted. People couldn't help but talk about it, and then, just when things seemed like they couldn't get crazier, Chief Keef appeared at her music video shoot. Normally low-key, Keef's appearance at the shoot wasn't just a business move, it was entanglement energy, and everyone could feel it. As if the situation couldn't spiral any further, Charleston White stepped into the conversation. Known for his no-holds-barred commentary, Charleston didn't mince words. He straight up called Sexyy Red a 304, a derogatory term for a promiscuous woman, and accused her of dragging people into her chaos. One person he singled out? Angel Reese. According to Charleston, Angel had been focused on her game, dominating the court, until she started hanging out with Sexyy Red. After that, her vibe completely shifted. From being a rising star to a full-blown social media personality, it was clear to Charleston that Sexyy Red's influence was changing the game. He even pointed out the shift in Reese's style, content, and energy, claiming that it was no coincidence. He didn't hold back. His words were clear. Hanging with Sexyy Red was the moment Angel's trajectory took a turn. In this ever-evolving saga, the lines between personal drama and cultural commentary became blurred. What started as a rumor about hygiene turned into a debate about industry manipulation and influence, raising deeper questions about the forces shaping public figures and their narratives. At this point, it was clear that what was unfolding between them went far beyond simple friendship. It was evolving into something much bigger. The transformation was almost palpable. Charleston put it bluntly, she's not about the hoop life anymore. She's all about chasing trends now. Once that perspective hit the timeline, the conversation exploded once more. It all clicked into place, shedding light on a lot of puzzling behavior. Take Boosie, for instance. His vibe had completely shifted. The playful energy? Gone. That bold confidence that once defined him? That's faded too. Fans, both from the streets and the comment sections, noticed it. Something had him on edge. And now, with all the drama coming to light, his strange shift in behavior makes much more sense. The whispers that started as street talk quickly escalated, fueled by videos that left no room for doubt. What had once been mere speculation was now backed up by undeniable evidence, and it didn't paint a pretty picture. Insiders suggest that it wasn't just the gossip that had Boosie rattled, it was that leaked video. And let's be real here, that video dropped like a bombshell. No more vague rumors, no more whispers in the dark. This was real, and people were shocked. Now, being associated with Sexyy Red feels like walking through a minefield. Her name, always linked to one scandal or another, was becoming a dangerous brand to be attached to. And Boosie, of all people, should have known the risks. After all, he's no stranger to controversy. But this was next-level drama. What's even more striking is how quiet Boosie's been since the video hit the internet. And we all know Boosie doesn't shy away from speaking his mind, so his silence is almost deafening. It's clear that the heat is on him, and word on the street is that he might step back for a while to let the dust settle. Because let's face it, getting linked to Sexyy Red, with all the rumors of STDs, wild hookup stories, and endless social media chaos, is a mess most people would want no part of. So, what do you think? Was Boosie secretly involved with Sexyy Red the whole time? Are the STD rumors legitimate, or is someone just out to tarnish her reputation? And did that leaked video reveal more than anyone was ready for? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your people, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now so you don't miss the next deep dive. Catch you in the next one.